Hi everyone, we're back for more Chaos Head on my new computer. And what does that mean? That I had to restart the game and I played through it in 22 minutes. Why am I pointing at my screen? I cannot show you that. But yes, let's go on. I did record this once before, 2 weeks ago, and then my computer died completely, thereby losing all my footage. All my footage ever recorded for One Piece. I know, frustrating. Let me close my disk bay. A mysterious screech sounded from a little ways away. It caught me by surprise, and my shoulders jumped. When I looked in the direction the voice had come from, Sister! Obi-Wan was wise to hide her from me. Now his failure is complete. I will never join you! Whatever. Nanami came galloping toward me with astounding momentum. I thought I'd run away, but it was too late. She circled around me and blocked the way. She had always had good reflexes. Because you made me depressed, obviously. Oh, by the way, Kisate. Is my mouse option on? I hope so. Really? Why had she decided to come to Sumi Academy, the same school I attended? It caused me boundless trouble when we bumped heads at school like this. We're not at school. When she put her foot down and started meddling with this and that. Nope. Ha! I started walking faster in hopes of shaking Nanami off, but she stubbornly stuck with me. Oh! Shout out to Mackenzie V-Tree, who wanted me to play more of this, and I will abide. I'm going to try to record quite a fucking lot today. Expect 3 episodes of 30 minutes each, and then I have to record Mario Sunshine, and then we'll see what happens. So, enjoy. Wow. God. By God. So obnoxious. So sick. What the hell was her problem? Are you my mom or something? And don't talk about that kind of thing on the wayside. It's humiliating. She made me gloomy even at the best of times, and now my mood was steadily plummeting in the worst possible direction. Well, aren't you an ass? For starters, there was nothing more embarrassing than going to school together with your little sister. It happened a lot in eroge. Again, if you're just joining, eroge are perverted games, ma! I would never play such! No! Ha! God. It hurts so good. Let me change my positions here. Enter the yawning position, I can guarantee it. And there'd been times when I'd longed to be in such a situation. But Nanami couldn't hold a candle to 2D little sisters. Ah, give me a cuter sister. Nanami and I, both somewhat cross, walked up to school side by side. I studied her to see if I had a chance of escaping before we reached the school gates. Though she'd been talking fast and furious when she came up to me, Nanami had fallen silent and Alright. When she came up to me, Nanami had fallen silent and was walking along with an absent-minded look on her face. Her eyes seemed to be drifting around, but maybe it was only my imagination. Who knows? Her feet were unsteady. She seemed strange, I thought suspiciously. She went on swaying towards the road, right as a car came speeding along and... Fuck. Frantic eyes. That's from an In Flames album. I can't remember which one, but whatever. What is that In Flames album called? It's the same one with Pinball Map on it. Whatever. Not Soundtrack to Your Escape. Or whatever. Oh shit. I didn't read that, I think. The car zoomed by, honking its horn. Honk. She narrowly missed being hit. Oh shit, I forgot. Oh yeah. Frantic, I grabbed Nanami's arm and pulled her back. Okay, I might have read that, whatever.
何やってんだえああれ
Blinking, Nanami cocked her head to one side.
ナナ今なんであんなこと
Man, I'm juvenile. God.
あれ
This girl, she was an honest-to-God idiot. Nappa! You idiot! Not understanding something she herself had done, for the record, let me say that I didn't find it moe. It wasn't moe in the slightest. Seriously fed up, I left behind the still stupefied Nanami and hurried on ahead.
あ、お兄、ちょっと待ってよ
That's like the weirdest voice ever, right? I ignored Nanami until we got to school, then went down the still boisterous hallway to my classroom. When walking down a hall, stick to one side or the other. Go neither too quickly nor too slowly. Lower your eyes and walk without meeting to anyone's gaze. Those were the 3 items I paid careful attention to. Don't stand out at school, be the same as there, and that was how I got around safely.
Yo, Taku.
Yo. Yet today the same person appeared again and interfered with my attempts to blend in. Catching up with me from behind, Misumi gave me his usual friendly pat on the shoulder.
Oisa. 挨拶ぐらいしろって。ま、お前がそういうやつだってのは分かってるけどよ。なあ、この前 D 組の女子の話したよな。めったに学校来ねえけど、すげえ可愛い女子がいるって。その子、岸本綾瀬って名前なんだけどよ。実は、その岸本に関して、すげえ発見したんだ。
Misumi-kun suddenly lowered his voice and checked out our surroundings. It was probably something vulgar again. Worrying of him, I almost let out a sigh.
フェスいるだろ？フェス。
But his words made me catch my breath.
その岸本ってのがフェスなんだよ。
Oh my god! Revelation! I'm actually going to post a picture right now at the 10-minute mark. Well, kind of for me, 10-minute mark. Which it isn't for you. Until probably now. About Fess and her voice actress dressing up as Fess. from the Steins Gate ending single. And I told you I'd do that and I forgot it a few episodes ago. So I'll take care of that now. Help me remember, guys. Gorsh, Max. Oh boy, Mini. Oh boy.
俺マジビビったぜ。まさかフェスがうちの学校の生徒だなんてよ。しかも俺らとダメだってことだぜ。
That's it. For some reason, Mishima-kun stuck the upper half of his body out a nearby window and gazed rapturously up at the sky.
運命ってきっとこういうことを言うんだな。
We were on the third floor. If he slipped even a tiny bit, he'd fall down, break his neck, and lose his life. I was unpinned and needled as I watched him. Mishima-kun gradually leaned out further, looking down at the entranceway below the window.
噂をすればなんとやらだタク。岸本を発見した。もうすぐここに来るぜ。
My sound isn't too high. Put that up a bit. So many coincidences piling up, maybe he had been correct in saying it was fated. Not that I had any interest.
よし、待ち構えてやる。見てろタク。俺のナンパ術ってのを見せてやるよ。
Nampa jutsu. So jutsu is a technique and nampa is picking up girls, you know, trying to get a date with one. Nampa jutsu. He was overflowing with self-confidence as he spoke. Oh boy! Oh boy, Minnie! It must have been nice to have a face like his. Pick-up lines and the like existed in a completely different world from me. I didn't want to try using them either. After some time, Fess, no, her real name was Kishimoto Ayase, came into view. Kishimoto! Kishimoto! Fuck! We must kill her, for she is the brethren of he who created Naruto and its horrible plotline. She must die. What's wrong, Betsy? Woo. Anyways, there she goes, shaking that ass on the floor. Here she comes. Just as Mishima-kun had said, it was the real Fess. I made certain of it myself, watching secretly from a slight distance. Even now, I was surprised she had turned out to be the same age as us. Yeah. Fess walked along slowly, wearing her suime uniform and giving off an air of ennui. What the fuck is ennui? Shit. Let's just go into fucking Firefox. I cannot find it. I cannot find it. Yeah, that was fucking weird. I don't see any kanji here. Well, looks like that was bullshit. It created a remarkably different impression of how she had looked while singing on stage. At the time, though she spoke apathetically, she had given off something along the lines of a powerful sense of energy and activity. But right now, the atmosphere around her merely made her seem melancholic and difficult to approach. Pretending not to notice it, I asked for a promotion Misumi-kun walked casually up to Fess with the same friendly intimacy he always showed me.
Yo, Kishimoto-san. Oh, hayo.
What a refreshing yet false-seeming smile. To think that he could take that attitude with someone he'd practically never met before. It made me shiver with awe. I idolized him, but I didn't want to imitate him.
Ah, ore Misumi Daisuke. Yoroshiku.
God.
おっと、初対面とか思ってるだろう。でも違うんだな、これが。俺さ、こないだファンタズムのライブ行ったんだよね。だから君に会うのは2度目。で、その時君の歌声にこうなんつうのビビってきちゃったんだ。別に俺ミーハーとかじゃねえよ。惹かれたのはさ、詩とか君の可愛さとかそういうところもあるけど、でも何より一番すげえって思ったのはやっぱバンドとしての完成度っつうか。
That doesn't seem like a really feminine stance.
あの音あっての君の歌声っつうの。ちなみに俺も実はバンドやりたいなって思っててさ、よかったらああいういいバンドメンバーを見つけるコツとかバンドの先輩としての心得みたいなもの教えてくんねえかな。
What a load of bullshit.
あ、今すぐじゃ迷惑だろうから。そうだな、放課後とか暇？どっかで二人きりでじっくり話さない？
Hokago tea time. Whatever the fuck you do, never watch K-On! That is like the shittiest anime I've ever seen. God damn, how can anyone really like... That is an anime made by female men for female men. For she-males. If you go to K-On's website and you take a look at contact, the mail says Hokago tea time at shemail.com. That's how fucking stupid it is. That's bullshit. Never watch K-On! If you like K-On!, get the fuck out of my channel right this fucking instant. That means you like Naruto as well. You're a faggot. Faggoteer! Get the fuck out of my channel! Battle cruiser operational. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't like K-On! Not at all. And I don't like A channel as well because it's the same shit. And fucking don't get me started about Tamayura Hitotose. Fucking hell. That was boring. God. Misumi-kun chattered on without resting. He used a different voice and a different tone than normal. And he was obviously putting on another voice. Oh, wait. Plus, instead of directly hitting on her, he brought up the topic of bands, such as casually invite her. By the way, it was the first time I heard about him wanting to form a band. No matter how I thought about it, it had to be a lie. He'd go that far to score some points, to make an event flag stand up with her. Event flag is kind of like eroge vocabulary, because sometimes you need to make choices which sets up a flag, and then you get another choice, and that's another flag, which causes the game to advance. Kind of like if you're talking on on Fallout New Vegas, for example, and this guy comes up, you go to this guy and you're like, "Hey dude, what's up?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing much." And then you, "Is something wrong?" "No, man." And then you get this persuasion choice of, "Tell me what's wrong." And then you can do that, and that's a flag. You went to the guy, asked what's wrong, and the flag was that you got the chance to persuade him. But Fess didn't give Misumi-kun a second glance. Oh! As though she hadn't heard a single thing, she went on plodding down the hallway.
なあ、聞いてる？
Oh shit. Fess came to a halt. Her faintly lowered gaze slowly rose. Hi-yo! We're gonna score! She looked at me. Me? Odesu ka? Come to think of it, I thought she was staring at me during the concert too. Alright. To begin with, 3D girls had been staring at me pretty damn often over these past 2 weeks. What was going on? Had I blossomed into popularity? Am I the king? Oh, here we go.
私、好きな人がいるのよ。
Alright, time for air alarm. Let me find my huge box here. Alright, enough of that.
マジ？何？それって俺のこと？
そこの人。
俺のこと？
そこ？
So cool. Over there? Over where? Bess wasn't pointing anywhere. She simply looked at me. She was simply looking at me. Only at me, oh shit. Maybe I was the guy she liked. Oh my god, I'm so doing good score, dude.
この前、ライブに来てたわね。
Fess began walking toward me, still not averting her gaze. The people around us started making a stir. Apparently everyone had their ears pricked to hear this utterly unthinkable confession from Shibuya's charismatic diva Fess.
いや、俺もライブに行って。
一目で悟ったわ。
Fess wasn't listening to Misumikan. She seized my tie in one hand and pulled me toward her, close enough for me to have an acute sense of how she was breathing. Wow, she must be breathing pretty heavily. This wasn't the kind of distance you'd find between new friends, nor would it work too well for family. Yes, this was a kind of distance that belonged to lovers. Love is in the air. Boo, 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 boo. Love is in the air.
君は私の運命の人だって。
Fess stroked my cheek with the tip of her fingers. She didn't show us a hint of a smile. The seductiveness of that gesture made me shudder. I was becoming enchanted by her. I couldn't look away.
決めたわ。私、君のお嫁さんになる。
Although her what's with the cheering in the background? Something like they filmed on this totally karate thing, like, oh, that guy just kicked that guy's ass, woo! And then the developer was like, dude, I'm still going to use this. Although her declaration was something quite remote from the air of ennui that Fess bore around her, the gap between the two was, to the contrary, unbearably cute. As our surroundings burst with excitement over how Fess had literally just proposed to me, Misumikan was so crestfallen at having lost to me that he fell on his knees on the spot.
僕の意見は無視ですか？嫌じゃないです。
I don't not want you. Alright, I was getting swept along by the flow of things. I'd end up as one of life's winners simply by becoming engaged to such a lovely girl. And thus began our heart-pounding love story. Nope. Call it. Yeah, as if. While I was having my stupid daydream, Fess murmured something in a tiny voice and swiftly went away.
自信なくすぜ。くそ。
That was the most beautiful soul I have ever heard. Having been completely annoyed by her, Miss Miku was sulky. Given that she could so cleanly turn down an invitation from a stud like him, perhaps Fess was actually the Oh man. Oh, can I click that? Uh, wow. Alright, I cannot see what that means, but Yuri basically means lesbo.
それはすごくいいスールです。
But is that French? Because I cannot tell. I can speak French, but that is fucking weird. I haven't seen the word sœur since like fucking forever, but it means sister, I think. Yeah, that's it. Especially if her petite sœur was a lottie type character like Nanami. Yeah, yeah.
あんな不愛想な女、もう二度と相手にしてやるもんかよ。
I'd hit it.
あー、うぜえ。だいたい何が剣を見つけろだ。わけわかんねえ。
Oh shit. We didn't hear it because we were fantasizing. It's a fantasy, boy. It's a fantasy. No, man. I like apples. Do you like apples? I love apples.
剣。
ああ、岸本がそう言ってただろ。剣を見つけろ。そうすれば救われるって。
All right. Being saved.
なあ、ターク。ファンタズムの歌にそんな歌詞でもあるのか？
A sword. Has she been referring to something like a mic stand-esque thing she'd used during her show? Now that she mentioned it, 2 days ago a completely different person had interrogated me about a sword. Who was probably into school as well. Yeah, we saw her. Duh! The girl called Sena had been amazingly scary. I thought that she'd cut me down for real. The sword she held had differed in shape from the one Fess brought to her show, but they possessed similar atmospheres. I wondered if they were connected in some way. I don't know a thing. Shogun, the demon girl, Yua, Fess, Sena, a sword, and my axe. No. As was my hobbit, I organized the things I didn't know by making a bullet point list of them in my head. I considered tacking on I myself as the last item, but I stopped. I was perfectly normal. My surroundings were aberrant. That'd be obvious to anyone. Was Fess my ally or my enemy? If you are not with me, you are against me! That was all I really needed to find out, but I wasn't brave enough to talk to her. Animate. Today I went to animate without stopping by at cafe. The reason, of course, was to pick up my long-awaited Brachu Seiratan post-awakening version. Let me guess, Yua's gonna be here. While I was buying it, Yua's face briefly flitted across the back of my mind, but I soon forced that train of thought to a stop. I took a look at the Seiratans put out on display to catch customers' eyes, but since the sculptor was Kishimoto, nothing indeed needed to be said about the quality. I'd better hurry home and savor every nook and cranny of her. As long as I could gaze at Seiratans face every so often while playing Ensu, I was happy. Despite that, why did the third dimension have to keep bringing me nothing but burdens? It was the same now, as I forgot all about Fess and her sword and headed off for my base with a new spring in my step. Oh shit. Well, we're at the 30-minute mark, kinda. Whew! When I had about 50 meters to go, I encountered two men who possessed an undeniably out-of-the-ordinary air about them. I thought I would pass them by without meeting their eyes, but they were blatantly watching me.
そこの君、ちょっといいかい?
Out of the two, the first to call out to me was a blurry-looking geezer, who wouldn't have geezer, I guess, who wouldn't. All right, gonna be like that. All right. Geezer who wouldn't have seemed out of place gambling at a racetrack. Out of place gambling at a racetrack, okay. His hair was messy, his face was unshaven, and his clothes were a wrinkled suit, a sloppily tied necktie, and shoes without any traces of polish on them. The very picture of a man who had failed to get ahead in life. Yeah, it looks kind of like Hohoi Kyoma! With that stubble beard. Yeah, he does actually. It's probably his dad. Hohoi Kyoma. Alright. We're gonna save and I'll see you guys next time. Whoop 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 whoop!